What's up? It's AK Babyface. Subscribe to supporting icons for the latest boxing news.
Now, for those of you who have used YouTube for quite some time, and whether it be for the boxing or anything else, you'll know that from time to time YouTube will recommend videos or channels to you that you're currently not subscribed to, okay? And for the most part, I don't click on those ones. I just kind of stick to what I know, okay? Those channels that I know, I have quite a few channels that I'm subscribed to, not just boxing, but, well, to be fair, probably 95% of them are. But I just kind of stick to what it is that I know, and I don't often click on videos that I don't know who they are. Now, again, that's not to say that some of the channels that I am subscribed to, that I agree with everything that they say, not at all. Of course not. From time to time, I do disagree with some of the things that they say, and likewise, they will with me, much like you guys will, from time to time, disagree with me. And that's boxing. We're all supposed to have our own opinions, okay? But the thing is, we don't argue, bicker, and start insulting each other for it, except for a certain faction who are part of some cult group, okay? We all know who they are. Anyway, point is, YouTube recommended me to a video, and I've heard the name before of the channel. It's a T Street Controversy, and as I said, I've heard of him before. I think I've watched a couple of bits and bobs before, and I don't know whether he's part of this cult over there or whether he's not. I have no idea. But just based on this video, he's earned a subscriber out of me anyway, for that one. So I'm kind of presuming that even if he is part of that faction, he does have his own mind, which I'm cool with. Now, in this video, which I shall put in the description box for you guys to go have a watch for yourself, he's talking about Deontay Wilder. And at the very beginning of his video, which is the important part for me, where Wilder is asking questions about certain things, and to be honest, I don't quite know how I missed this interview, where Wilder says that one of his reasons for staying with Showtime and the PBC and not signing for his $120 million, yeah, $120 million to go over to DAZN, one of the reasons, or a couple of the reasons, are that he wants to be in control of his own destiny. He wants to be his own boss. Okay, cool. But 120 million? Man, I'll fight anybody born of his mother, as Tyson Fury would say. Okay, $120 million for 3 fights. Come on now. And especially when it's undisputed on the line. But he says that when he looks back on his career, it's always that he's the one who's having to promote himself. He's the one who's having to keep on winning. And he's the one who's having to take less money. I mean, just think about that bit there. He's the one who's having to concede, if you like, on negotiations to make fights. So let's look back on his career. Can somebody please tell me what fight it was where he was the B-side? Radio silence, because he's never done it. What are you talking about, Wilder? You have never, ever, ever been a B-side. You should be a B-side to a great many fighters, but you don't take those fights. You never did. You ducked out of both Klitschko's. You've turned down $120 million for a Anthony Joshua fight. You turned down $8 million for a Dillian Whyte fight. I mean, he's had 41 fights. Now, I get about the promoting thing. Yes, he's had to promote himself. And that's been one of the things. That's why after 11 years, people don't know who you are, even in your own country. People are only starting now to know your name, but they're pointing and laughing. And they're questioning, what is it that's going on? Why are you turning down this kind of money? Because you're being linked to Tyson Fury, being linked to Dillian Whyte, being linked to Anthony Joshua. But outside of that, people don't know who you are. People just don't have a damn clue about you. So yes, he has been promoting himself, and I do have to give him credit in some ways that he has promoted himself. He has faked it until he's made it. That's pretty much the only thing that I can possibly come up with regard to his career, because his resume is trash. Yes, he's knocked out 40 of his 41 fights, or he stopped them at least. He hasn't always knocked them out, but either way, he's got a knockout, okay? But against who? As I said before, probably 90% of those I could probably knock out. And I'm not even a professional fighter. In fact, I'm not even heavyweight. I'm cruiserweight. And I could probably knock out most of them guys. But promoting-wise, so he's turned down DAZN for $120 million because he wants to promote himself, and now he's going to stay with Showtime to help push his career even further and all this kind of... So basically, the platform that hasn't been promoting you, because you've been having to promote yourself, you're going to stay with. Even though you've just been moaning that you're having to promote yourself. You're the one having to take less money. Again, what are you talking about? You've only had 2 step-up fights. 2. Luis Ortiz, I'm not going to go into the details of it, outside of the fact that Luis Ortiz was failing the medical 1 hour before the ring walk. So again, it's not really a credible win, but you know what? We're going to give you that one. In that fight, you got 2.1 million. Luis Ortiz got 500,000. So where exactly did you concede on this one? With Tyson Fury, you got a guaranteed 4 million. Tyson Fury got a guaranteed 3 million. Where exactly did you concede on that one? As this whole thing was build champion versus champion, remember? So in reality, shouldn't have this been 50-50? But we know you cherry-picked Tyson Fury, okay? We know that. So I'm really struggling to know why or where it is that he's coming from when he's talking about, I'm the one that always has to concede. When have you ever conceded? You never have. For $120 million, you're not even thinking about conceding. This guy's an absolute clown. And I'm pretty sure that there's people out there going, yeah, you're damn right, Deontay Wilder, man. He's being a boss. He's taking control of his own career. He hasn't had control of his career for 11 years. He's got Shelly Finkel telling him what to do. He's the one who's told him to turn down $120 million. Of course, Al Heyman as well. I'm sure of it. Because he ain't that stupid to turn it down himself, using his own thinking. Surely to God, $120 million? What happens if Dominic Breazeale sparks him out next fight? It can happen. It's unlikely, but it can happen. Who's advising this man? You are not in control of your own career. So not only do you not go to DAZN because you don't want to be controlled, you're going to stay with the people who have been controlling you, with the people who have not been helping you with your profile, shall we say, because you've been having to promote yourself. So I'm really struggling to understand what it is that Deontay Wilder's talking about here, where he says that he's the one that always has to concede, but he's not doing it anymore. As I said, he's never conceded, ever, ever. He either gets a huge slice or he doesn't fight them. It's as simple as that. Even though there's been plenty of fights that he should have fought, but he just didn't. Because he's afraid. He's always been afraid. It's a lame excuse. But we know there's a faction of your fan base who will believe what it is that you say. Yeah, see, Wilder, see, he's taking control of his career. He's always having to concede all the time, but he's not going to do it anymore because that's what a real man does. You see, he's a boss. He turned down $120 million like a boss. No, he didn't. He turned down $120 million like a mug, is what he done. Like somebody who got told what to do. I mean, talk about how weak-minded must you be to allow somebody to talk you out of $120 million to take on Dominic Breazeale and then 2 fights for undisputed, even though for the longest time he's saying how it's one face, one name, and how when a champion calls your name, you should always rise to the challenge. Forget about the money. It's not about money. It's all about legacy. These are Wilder's own words. He also said he wants to be pregnant as well, but hey-ho. You allowed yourself to be talked out of $120 million because you want to be your own boss? So are you telling me that you haven't been your own boss all this time? Even though you've always said that you are in control of your own career. Well, clearly you haven't been, because you've been having to promote yourself. As in, you're with a team that you hire, that you pay money to, who haven't been promoting you. So Finkel and Al Heyman and whoever else that you've got on the payroll have been getting some free money. Free money. I mean, talk about milking. They haven't exactly been paying you superstar wages, have they? You needed Tyson Fury in the other corner, and Tyson Fury weren't ready for a world title fight. But this shows how technically awful you are, but you know, that's a whole other thing. You turned down $120 million because you feel like you shouldn't be conceding. When it comes to $120 million, I will bash up my granny for $120 million. I ain't even lying. I will punch her square in the face for $120 million, and I love my granny. But come on now. You are not in control of your own career. You are not your own boss. And you have never conceded. Please tell me one fight that Deontay Wilder has took where he has conceded. If you can answer me that one question, just that one question, where somebody else got paid more than what he did, you win this particular argument. But you ain't going to do it. Because Wilder has never conceded. Never. Again, just another lie on top of a lie. Anyway, go check out that video. As I said, it's the beginning bit that I was more interested in. But of course, T-Street, he does a good job in himself in breaking it down. Of course, we don't know what it is that Showtime are giving him. But I can guarantee you, it ain't $120 million for the next 3 fights. I'm sure of it. Anyway, drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up. And of course, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.